We have been to the moon. We have charted the depths of the ocean and the heart of the atom. But we have a fear of looking inward to ourselves because we sense that is where all the contradictions flow together. Nature loves courage. You make the commitment and nature will respond to that commitment by removing impossible obstacles. Dream the impossible dream and the world will not grind you under. It will lift you up. Chaos is what we've lost touch with. This is why it is given a bad name. It is feared by the dominant archetype of our world, which is ego, which clenches because its existence is defined in terms of control. Mystery is alive in the moment, in the here and now. It just simply lies on the other side of a barrier of courage. There is no mundane dimension really, if you have the eyes to see it. It is all transcendental. You are a divine being. You matter, you count. You come from realms of unimaginable power and light, and you will return to those realms. You don't want to become so open-minded that the wind whistles between your ears. Nothing comes unannounced, but many can miss the announcement. So it's very important to actually listen to your own intuition rather than driving through it. It is not easy to measure the ocean, but we can be measured by it, confront it, and be in it. The real truth that dare not speak itself is that no one is in control. Absolutely no one. We are asked by science to believe that the entire universe sprang from nothingness, and at a single point and for no discernible reason. This notion is the limit case for credulity. In other words, if you can believe this, you can believe anything. Television is by nature the dominator drug par excellence. Control of content, uniformity of content, repeatability of content make it inevitably a tool of coercion, brainwashing, and manipulation. We tend to believe that we don't matter, and in the act of taking that idea to ourselves, we give everything away to somebody else, to something else. We are not primarily biological, with mind emerging as a kind of iridescence, a kind of epiphenomenon at the higher levels of organization of biology. We are hyperspatial objects of some sort that cast a shadow into matter. The shadow in matter is our physical organism. The cost of sanity in this society is a certain level of alienation. The syntactical nature of reality, the real secret of magic, is that the world is made of words. And if you know the words that the world is made of, you can make of it whatever you wish. You have to take seriously the notion that understanding the universe is your responsibility, because the only understanding of the universe that will be useful to you is your own understanding. If you don't have a plan, you become part of somebody else's plan. Ego is a structure that is erected by an erotic individual who is a member of an erotic culture against the facts of the matter. And culture, which we put on like an overcoat, is the collectivized consensus about what sort of neurotic behaviors are acceptable. My technique is don't believe anything. If you believe in something, you are automatically precluded from believing its opposite. The problem is not to find the answer, it's to face the answer. The purpose of life is to familiarize oneself with this after-death body so that the act of dying will not create confusion in the psyche. It is the imagination that argues for the divine spark within human beings. It is literally a descent of the world's soul into all of us. Half the time you think you're thinking, you're actually listening. We are caged by our cultural programming. Culture is a mass hallucination. And when you step outside the mass hallucination, you see it for what it's worth. There's a transcendental dimension beyond language. It's just hard as hell to talk about. The imagination is the goal of history. I see culture as an effort to literally realize our collective dreams. The bigger you build the bonfire, the more darkness is revealed. You see, a secret is not something untold. It's something which can't be told. Reality is, the tip of an iceberg of irrationality that we've managed to drag ourselves up onto for a few panting moments before we slip back into the sea of the unreal. It's clearly a crisis of two things, of consciousness and conditioning. We have the technological power, the engineering skills to save our planet, to cure disease, to feed the hungry, to end war. But we lack the intellectual vision, the ability to change our minds. We must decondition ourselves from 10,000 years of bad behavior. And it's not easy.